With its stunning mountains, majestic wildlife, and endless greenery, it's clear to see why Ireland is known as the Emerald Isle. Hi, I'm Colleen Kelly, and this is Family Travel. Welcome to Ireland's Wild Atlantic Way. In this episode of Family Travel, join me, my daughter Shea, and my niece Keelin as we explore the country's magnificent Wild Atlantic Way. We'll meet some feathery friends, try our hand at sheep herding and feed some four-legged newborns, zip line through the Delphi Forest, get in touch with our elegant side at high tea, and try our hand at something new. Because in Ireland, beauty, history, and adventure awaits you around every corner. My name is Colleen Kelly, and when I was single, I lived abroad and traveled the world. Then I became a parent and wondered, how would I ever travel again? So I set out to find a new way to travel and get back to exploring the world family style. I'm here to guide you on how to get the most out of your family vacation. Pack your bags and join me, Colleen Kelly. We're going on vacation. Funding provided by
Ted Tetzlaff, attorneys for your personal and business needs.
Located just west of the United Kingdom in the North Atlantic, a 5-hour flight from the United States East Coast, Ireland is the second largest of the British Isles. Ireland's Wild Atlantic Way is made up of 1,600 miles of sprawling countryside, magnificent mountains, and quaint, charming villages. The Wild Atlantic Way is comprised of 9 counties and 3 provinces. We begin our journey in County Clare at Dromoland Castle. While the building you see today was completed in 1835, the original castle is presumed to have been erected in the late 15th to early 16th century. Today, Dromoland Castle operates as a 5-star hotel, allowing guests from all over the world to experience staying in a real-life castle. And these historic accommodations aren't the only amenity the castle offers. From golfing to clay shooting and many activities in between, Dromoland Castle has plenty to keep their guests entertained. I opted to explore the castle's wildlife with one of Dromoland's special hawk walks. So today we're at Dromoland Castle, and I'm here with Dave, who is a falconer.
Falconer, you're spot on. Well done, Colleen. Yeah,
nice
marvelous.
To meet you, Dave.
To you. You're very welcome.
This is so exciting.
Yeah.
And this is
Alice, and Alice is a 10-year-old female Harris hawk.
She's beautiful.
Oh, she's a real bird of prey.
Wow, I'd love to know more about falconry and Alice.
Well, it's going to be my pleasure to tell you all about it.
Should we take a walk?
I think we should.
All right, let's walk the grounds.
Do you? Yeah.
So tell me more about Alice. How old is she?
Yeah, well, 10-year-old. They can sometimes live till they're 26 if they're lucky, but she's a really dominant huntress. She has no regard for her own safety.
That sounds like me.
She lives in the present. Amazing eyesight.
But what's her
They
eyesight
say
like?
10 times better than ours.
Really?
They can see in way broader colour spectrums, which even include ultraviolet.
They can see in ultraviolet.
If a rat is travelling, rats don't have a bladder, they leave a trail of urine. That shows up green in their vision, so they can follow that trail. They never cease to amaze you.
She can see that?
Oh, she can see that, yeah. And she regularly does it on hawk walks, which is what we're partaking in now.
What is falconry?
Well, it's the hunting of game using a wild raptor, and raptors can cover eagles, falcons or hawks. So in the 18th century, it's a very natural form of hunting. It's considered the sport of kings. And if you were a king, you were entitled to fly a peregrine.
I've never learned so much about birds in my life.
Well, I'm going to test you at the end of this.
Oh, no.
So no notes allowed.
This is beautiful.
Isn't it? How stunning.
Stunning is right.
The Temple of Mercury. So the Lord Inchiquin at the time had large gambling debts, and he bet the castle and 22,000 acres on a racehorse race, and his horse won. But when it went over the line, it died.
Oh.
And in honour of the horse, he buried it here.
That's a great story.
Isn't it?
After walking the grounds and learning all about Alice, it was my turn to hold her.
So you've got to make a fist.
Okay.
That's perfect. Bend in the elbow, because you are the tree. They're your roots, and this is your branch.
Okay.
And
Oh my gosh.
well done, you're a natural.
Beautiful.
And you always fly into the back of your fist so she's facing the right way for you to carry on walking. And that's why we call it a hawk walk.
I couldn't wait to learn more about these magnificent birds of prey and meet Dromoland's other feathery friends. I had no doubt that Shea and Keelin would want to meet them too.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at all the... He's looking at you. This is so cool.
And behind us we have 2 Peregrine Falcons. So this one is Spitfire, and they're examples of the fastest living things in the world. They can do 246 miles an hour in the stoop. They can out-accelerate a Formula 1 race car. Really beautiful, isn't
They're
it?
beautiful.
Yeah. So ladies, over here I have Ireland's best kept secret. His name's Pickles. Will we go and meet him?
Yeah.
Woohoo, let's go. Yeah. So here he is, the all-star, the famous Pickles.
Beautiful. So pretty.
He's a dark-breasted barn owl, ladies. And bend your elbow a touch, bring him in, and just go like this with your other hand. Just touch the top of there. And tell me, is that not the softest thing? Oh, there you go, he likes you. Have you ever worn a cap, Colleen?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Have you worn one as fine as this?
Not as fine as that.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I think we should,
What's going to happen here?
we should go.
It's on my head.
Welcome. Welcome to the Muse.
Although we shouldn't choose favorites among the birds, Pickles might be ours. And I think we may have been his too.
Say goodbye to Pickles. Bye. Bye, Pickles.
The first leg of our Ireland trip was a success, but now it's on to the next adventure. And who better to take us there than our personal guide from CIE Tours?
Colleen, John Hart.
Very excited about this.
Great. I'm delighted to be working with you guys and showing you our beautiful country.
We're excited, John.
Excellent. You're looking forward to your trip to the farm,
Oh, yeah.
the sheep farm. This is one of the biggest, I think maybe the biggest sheep farm in Ireland.
There's no question that a personal driver who doubles as a tour guide is a great way to explore Ireland, especially since I sure didn't want to practice driving on the opposite side of the road.
What do we do with the sheep herding?
The farmer controls the dogs with a whistle. It's just amazing how intelligent these sheep dogs are.
A little over 2 hours later, we arrived at our next destination. Nestled in the Delphi Valley is Glen Keen Farm in County Mayo. As one of the largest farms in Ireland, Glen Keen Farm stretches over 1,400 acres.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? You're
I'm Colleen.
welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Jim, and this is Little Jim.
Oh, Little Jim. Shea and Keelin.
Thanks for taking the time out to visit us today. Well, just to give you a background, the landscape here, it tells the story of our ancestors and the Irish history in the Western region. My ancestors were farmers here from the 1600s. They were shepherds like we are today.
So we're going to do a little sheep herding, right?
Yeah. The sheep herding experience is where you'll see the dogs and learn all about their verbal commands, their whistle commands. Our dogs are Holly, Liz and Jill.
How long does it take to teach the dogs all of the calls?
That's a very good question. So we start the training program with the dog at 6 months, and that's getting them comfortable with the obedience commands. And then we start introducing the shepherding commands. So it's a long process. So it takes about 3 years to get a qualified dog, if you like. But you'll see them. And if you want, maybe you can try your hand at giving them some instructions as well and see how they're responding to you.
I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So,
You
should
ready?
we go?
Okay,
right,
let's
okay,
go.
let's
Come on,
go.
doggies.
On the way to sheep herding, we got a little sidetracked.
Now, so this is Timmy and this is Bubbles, and they're ready for some
Oh
food.
my gosh.
So you
Go ahead,
take the
Keelin,
bottle
grab
like
one.
this, and make sure the liquid is up at the teeth. Oh, look at their tails! They are so happy, so happy.
They're orphans because both their mothers died.
Sadly, yes, so they think we're mom now. And
so
totally rely on us for food.
Oh.
Thank you for visiting us. We really appreciate it.
It's truly amazing. It's gorgeous here. And we've just got 2 new pets, so we'll see you later.
Okay.
Hurry up, steal them.
Thank you, folks.
As adorable as the lambs were, we had something a little more challenging in store for the girls.
So you want to learn how to work and command a sheepdog. So what you got to do is you got to put the dog on your left-hand side, and then the sheep are in the distance, and you say to the dog, come by. Say that for me now.
Come by.
Come, it's harder than that. Come by.
Come by.
Yeah, yeah. So if you want the dog to go on the right-hand side, and you say away.
Away.
Real hard, yeah. So when he's back there, then you say sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah, sit down real hard, yeah. And then you say to the dog, walk on. And the dog starts coming with the sheep to you. And when he lands them here then, his work is done, and you say, that'll do. Liz, come here, stand there now. A big away, out loud.
Away.
Now I have him bring the sheep right here, please. It wasn't so hard, was it? You just had the dog go out and bring the sheep right up to us here.
I think it's safe to say that Shea and Keelin thoroughly enjoyed their day at Glen Keen Farm. I'm pretty sure they would have taken one of these lambs home if they could. And maybe I would have too. After our day at Glen Keen Farm, we were ready to head to our next destination. Okay, so where to next, John?
Okay, guys, we're quite close to the Delfy Resort, just about maybe 10 miles away. So we're going to head there now.
Oh, good. I heard
Okay.
it's beautiful. What I love about coming on a tour like this is we get to really talk to you, and I know that you know a lot about genealogy.
Well, we do a lot of work around genealogy. It's estimated that there are 70 million people around the world of Irish descent, and about 40 million of those are in the US.
Really?
Yeah, and so every year people come here to trace their ancestry.
So my grandfather came from Ireland, from Newport. I would love to know more, like if you know about the area or genealogy.
I know that the Sweeney household is still there in Newport. There's a little plaque on the wall in memory of the Kellys and
Sweeneys?
Princess Grace.
Oh, Princess
Yeah,
Grace. Yeah,
yeah.
we're related to her as well. And I love all this information that you're giving us about the land and where we're going, and
Yeah.
you know, being so close right here and hearing it firsthand is awesome. So.
Great. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Just a 15-minute drive from Glen Keen Farm is the Delfy Resort, located in the heart of the Delphi Valley, near Leenane, Connemara, in County Galway. While the Delphi Resort offers plenty for its guests indoors, like a spa and restaurant, we couldn't wait to get outside and soak up the breathtaking Delphi Valley and forest. And what better way to experience the Delphi Forest than to soar through it?
We're at the Delphi Resort in County Mayo.
And we're about to go ziplining. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Woohoo!
After getting our harnesses on and securing our helmets, we were ready to fly. The 721-foot-long zip wire through the Delphi Forest allows thrill-seeking guests to zoom down the zip line over the natural bog.
Feeling very nervous. I thought this was like a little lower. I thought it wasn't this high. It's pretty high. Do you see this? Yeah. All right, girls, how are you feeling?
I'm really excited.
All right, we can do this. I'm a little scared, but you gotta face your fears sometimes. All right?
The girls are up first.
3.
Let's just hope I don't chicken out.
I'm holding on for dear life.
Pretty soon, it was my turn. Now, if the girls can do it, I told myself I could too. What a view and what a rush. Even though my hands were shaking at the end of the experience, it was definitely worth it. And you sure can't beat that view. Ireland's rich history and incredible landscape are more often than not one and the same. The Lost Valley in County Mayo is no exception.
So when the potato famine first began in 1845, there were hundreds of people living in here. They were all evicted in 1851, and the potato beds that you see here have been untouched ever since. The evictions were part of the government policy at the time during the famine, if you like, to clear the land. And my family were evicted also, but returned working as a herdsman because it was turned into a large grazing farm. My family have lived here for 300 years. So I'm the first generation who was lucky enough to have a roadway. We built a roadway in 1989. Prior to the road being made, no machinery could get into the valley. The valley is uniquely unspoiled, and the history remains written on the landscape.
And unspoiled, it is. History and scenery, it's all a combination that's tough to rival. From resorts to castles and everything in between, it can be hard to decide where to stay on your trip to Ireland. While staying in a castle can be pretty amazing, Ireland is also home to some wonderful bed and breakfasts. Our personal favorite, the Mulranny House. Located in Westport County, Mayo, this family-run bed and breakfast is a great choice for families looking for a traditional Irish home away from home.
My name is Sarah Faujour, and I'm the owner of Mulranny House Bed and Breakfast. I own and run it with my husband, Nick. Mulranny House was first built in the 1920s by my grandfather, and it started off as a guest house in the 50s, and it was also a post office and telephone exchange and Garda station, police station. We started, myself and Nick opened Mulranny House about 5 years ago now. We want people to experience great Irish welcome and Irish hospitality while they're staying here, and always to go home with good memories, great memories of Mulranny and Mulranny House.
With all the comforts of home, including delicious homemade cooking and an unbeatable view, your family is sure to enjoy a charming B&B like the Mulranny House. As we enter the last leg of our trip to Ireland, our driver John was there to guide us.
Read about Loch Esk, or have you plans to?
We do. We have
wonderful.
a special plan. What are we doing, Shea? Fishing. We're going fly fishing.
Fly fishing.
Located in Donegal, 3 hours from the Delfy Resort, is our final destination, Loch Castle.
Oh wow, it's beautiful.
Isn't this amazing?
It is our pleasure to have gone with you. We just learned so much about our genealogy. We get to try some new things, right, girls? Like sheep herding, and just had a great time. This was great. And you saved me from driving on the left side of the road.
Oh, wonderful.
If you looked up the definition of an Irish castle in the dictionary, you might just find a photo of Loch Castle. This 17th century landmark, which was refurbished as the hotel it is today in 2007, offers guests the opportunity to stay in a capsule of history. We decided to start our castle stay the proper way, with afternoon tea in the green room.
Good afternoon. You're very welcome to afternoon tea at Loch Castle. My name is Sarah and I'll be your server for this afternoon.
Oh, we're really excited about the tea.
We're really excited for you to experience this. It's hugely popular at the castle.
Why is it called high tea?
So back in the 19th century is when afternoon tea became really popular. So it was Anna, the 7th Duchess of Bedford. Mainly they had 2 meals a day, so it was breakfast or dinner. So dinner was at 8 p.m, so she found herself getting hungry in the late afternoon. So she used to go to her boudoir and have some tea and snacks. So then it became really popular among the higher class, especially the ladies. So they used to enjoy then the afternoon tea, so they used to put on their ball gowns and make it such a formal event. So that's where it all started off.
Gorgeous here. We're just going to pretend like we're royalty.
Absolutely, you should.
At least for a couple hours. Remember, in Ireland, be sure to ask for milk for your tea. When you ask for cream, you'll likely be brought whipped cream. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's beautiful. It's like art.
So for you this afternoon, our floral afternoon tea selection.
That's gorgeous, wow.
So So on the bottom is our sandwich selection. Then we move on to our scones with clotted cream and strawberry jam, and then on to the pastry selection on top.
It's gorgeous, so pretty. I don't know if I want to eat it.
Oh, it is. It tastes even better. So
I
please
will.
enjoy your afternoon tea.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Which would you like? This one?
I think the Duchess of Bedford was onto something. We could definitely get used to this afternoon tea.
All right, to a great first day at our castle. Let's toast. Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Fish is a staple of many Irish dishes. At Cedar's Grill in Loch Castle, we met with the head chef and sous chef for an authentic cooking experience. As brothers, Richard and Andrew McGee are making cooking a family affair.
Today we have some lovely wild brown trout. We're going to pair it up with some grilled asparagus, anchovy crumb, anchovy dressing, and some charred vegetables as well, along with the herbs and stuff we've grown in the greenhouse here at Loch Esk.
So I'm going to prep the chimichurri, so it's going to be the dressing that's going to go with the fish. Goes well with the charred asparagus and the rest of the dish as well.
And I'm going to start breaking down the brown trout, taking it off from the head and then fillet it, pin bone, and then we'll cook it off just in the pan. So this will be indigenous fish to Ireland. This is a wild brown trout, and it's coming into season now, so it's a spectacular product.
I guess cooking skills like theirs really do run in the family, because that looks delicious. For the last activity of the trip, we wanted to try something brand new. While Keelin decided to rest, Shea and I chose to try our hand at one of the castle's outdoor activities, fly fishing on Loch Esk. We met with fly fishing expert Lindsay Clark to guide us around Loch Esk, which translates to Lake of the Fish.
Hi,
how are you?
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
I'm Colleen, and this is Shea.
Colleen, Shea, how
are you?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. We're ready to go fly fishing.
Yes, is it your first time fly fishing?
It's our first time, yeah.
All right, well, it should be fun, so.
We should catch something, right?
Well, yeah, we'll try our best.
Hope.
So basically, like fly fishing, a fly weighs nothing. It's so light. So how are you going to get it out there? The only way you can do that's with a fly line, because there's no weight on it, like a lure or a spinner that that has weight. So basically, you're just letting line out as you're casting. Each time you're letting more and more line out until you have as much as you want out. They normally say 11 to 1 o'clock.
Okay.
If you go lower than that, it'll hit the water because you're telling it to hit the water.
Okay.
It'll go. It's like throwing a stone almost. If you're casting, aim for above the water.
Okay.
You know, don't aim for the water.
Yeah.
You want the line to straighten ideally, and then just drop onto the water. That's it now. Don't put the not so forward with the rod and not so down with the rod. Remember, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. How that happened. 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. We caught something. And it wasn't a fish.
Oh. So this is all part of the castle experience?
Donegal, to a great extent, is kind of an unknown treasure. We don't get as many tourists as you think. It's great, we've loads of space. Don't tell anybody.
I'm not going to tell anything. So what am I going to catch
practice.
if I catch anything?
Well, in here we have salmon, although it's a little early in the year for salmon, but we have sea trout, which come in. They should be coming in soon. And then there's brown trout, which are in here all year.
Let's let Shea try her hand at this. Yeah. Maybe she is the angler in the family.
Look, don't feel bad. It's the first time ever.
Right.
And it's not the easiest thing to master straight away. The biggest mistake most people do is to go too far back and too far forward.
Okay.
And to think that doing that again, it's nothing to do with the power. It's all to do with timing. All the power is in the rod. And have faith.
Just when we thought we might have to call it a day, our luck changed for the better.
Okay, so we caught a fish. I didn't think this would happen, but it happened, and Shea did it, right? Good job.
In a matter of minutes, Shea caught not one, not two, not three, but 4 fish. Who knew Shea was such a natural? What a wonderful end to an amazing family vacation. Thank you for joining us on our journey through Ireland's wild Atlantic Way. From historic castles to charming bed and breakfast, We truly filled our hearts with Ireland. We met some majestic and adorable birds of prey, fed and held some little lambs, practiced the art of sheep herding, ziplined through the Delphi Forest, got in touch with our inner Duchess at high tea, and had a very successful first ever fly fishing experience. It was definitely a trip to remember and one we'll never forget.
Thanks for joining us in Ireland. I'm Colleen Kelly. Enjoy making memories on your next family vacation. All right, today we're at the Delfy Resort and we're about to go ziplining. I don't know, do you think we can handle this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it! You're supposed to join me in that.
Let's reset.
I'm bugging my eyes.
Oh, there you go, a bit of movement. Head's not quite as big as Mum's. There you go.
Yeah, up. So today we're at Dromoland Castle and I'm here with Dave, who is a falconer.
It's good to have
Nice
you on
to
board,
meet you.
Colin. Falconer, not in the end. But you're nearly there.
Got
Yeah.
it. So today we're at Dromoland Castle and I'm here with Dave, who is a falconer.
Falconer, you're spot on. Well done, Colleen. Yeah, marvellous.
Funding provided by
Ted Tetzlaff, attorneys for your personal and business needs.
For more information on upcoming destinations and projects, visit familytravelck.com. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and check us out on Snapchat. We'd love to hear from you.